None of us are happy about the game yesterday, the players, the coaches. We know we got to do a better job. Give Indianapolis credit. They played better, coached better than we did. We played a bad football game yesterday. It's something we really haven't done a lot of as far as a game overall. And, we've been in some close games and some tight games. The tape, pretty much how we felt during the game. I would say that, none of us are happy about the game yesterday, the players, the coaches. We know we got to do a better job. Give Indianapolis credit. They played better, coached better than we did. We played a bad football game yesterday. It's something we really haven't done a lot of as far as a game overall. And, that usually comes down to it, but I just felt like in all three phases, we didn't play well enough yesterday. We didn't coach well enough. We didn't play well enough. So got a lot to learn from today. We got to take a look at the tape, which is what we're doing right now. Got some good coaching points in there to kind of work through. We got some things in there that came up in the game that Indianapolis did a great job of scheming up that we got to get fixed, that we're going to see going forward. And then we got to move on. We got a big divisional game coming up against Minnesota. Obviously coming off a big win yesterday with Green Bay, and we want to get back out there. We want to get to work, and we want to get up there and go play well. So from that standpoint, that's really where our focus is. I'd say just overall, again, we just didn't play well yesterday. Bad game. We got to do a better job. So that's where we're at. We want to get back to work. We can't wait to get out on the field here on Wednesday and just get going again.
All right, guys, like last week, we're going to try to get through everyone's question today, so try to keep it to one if you can. We'll start with Mike.
Yeah, I'll just eat this one then for everybody else. What's going on with Kenny Golladay as far as, do you have any update on him and maybe what's the severity of his injury? There's a report out there that he's likely out this week and it's going to be week to week.
Yeah, nothing as far as an update on the injury. I would say it's day by day and week by week. I would say that is true. We're just obviously everybody's a little bit sore today from the game yesterday. It was a physical game. Today, obviously, guys are going through their medical checks, and then we'll see how it looks tomorrow, and then, see how it looks at the end of the week, really.
And if I could squeeze in really quick on Golladay, it's the same topic, that there was a report, I guess, on Saturday Kenny Golladay wasn't at the facility when you guys wanted him to be. It's kind of unclear what that is. It came from CBS. Just kind of, was Kenny Golladay around your team on Saturday?
Yeah. Kenny was here in the morning. Kenny got his COVID test. Kenny was here in the afternoon, actually, for some extra work on his body. Kenny was here at night, and Kenny was at bed check. So he was here.
Appreciate it, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Justin.
Hey, Matt, with Trey, we've seen him play a little bit less snaps the last couple of weeks. I'm just wondering, is this a cumulative injury or is this something new that popped up in the game yesterday?
No, this is actually a new injury from the game yesterday. Some of the snap reduction was just because he had been playing a lot of snaps, and we're always conscious. Trey puts his entire body on the line every single play. This was a new injury that happened yesterday.
And then with the offensive line setup you had yesterday, I'm just curious with Joe Dahl, a guy that's played a lot of left guard for you, put him at right guard. We know Jonah started the season at right guard, played left guard. How do you, I know you're trying to get the best five out there, completely get that, but how do you decide that mix with those two based on where they played previously and where they're at now?
Yeah, guard positions are interesting. We obviously practice those guys on both sides. Joe practices center, and so does Jonah too, just to make sure that all spots are handled appropriately. Feeling with Jonah, obviously, as a young player, leaving him in the one position, and then really kind of, O-line is all about communication. And one of the things to be able to do with him is to put him in between two veteran players that have been here between Deck and Frank, which has been good for us from that standpoint to, allow that communication to take place. Joe's a good communicator, which we thought was going to be, really good for V, obviously moving out to tackle and just to making sure we're all on the same page there. So sometimes it has to do with, putting those guys in position based on, we knew we were going to see a lot of pressures. We knew we were going to see multiple stunts and movement up front. And sometimes there was indicators out there that we wanted to try to communicate that gave us a little bit of heads up when they were doing that. We obviously didn't do a good enough job with that, but that was the thought.
Thank you, Matt.
Dave.
Matt, back to Kenny for a second. Was he at all the meetings in their entirety as well?
Yeah, I think I'm good on Kenny Golladay questions for Saturday. So, look, I keep everything kind of in-house as far as what we do with our meetings and who's required to be where and when. So, I don't really know where that report came from, but that's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, I just want to be clear on that because, the report didn't specify that he wasn't at his COVID test or anything like that. The meeting was what, I heard might be an issue. So was he at all the meetings, and did you have to send somebody out to track him down at some point?
Yeah, no, I had no issues with Kenny on Saturday.
Okay. Do you have any issues?
Sorry, Dave, go ahead.
No, that's right. No, I just wanted to, have you sensed any frustration with him about his contract and where things stand just in general with that?
No, you know what, Kenny and I have great dialogue every day, really from that standpoint. So, like I said, I don't really talk about contracts with anybody as far as any of that stuff publicly. So really don't have anything else to say there.
All right. Thank you.
Brad?
Hey, Matt, you guys are the only team in the league, I believe, to score first in every game. And there have been consistent themes with how you guys start. And then in the losses, the consistent themes have been there as well. And I know you can't win fans over at press conferences, but what would you say about the frustrations that people on the outside have about this team that look all too familiar, not just this year, but in the last 3 years with the offense and with the defense allowing, what happened on Sunday?
Yeah. I think for us, obviously we see the same thing. We get off to really good starts, and, some of the stats I think we have, on the positive side, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, it's we're doing some things really well. We just got to learn how to finish better, and I think that's true all the way across the board. So, for us to be able to score first in all of our games, that's pretty remarkable in the NFL. But obviously we want to win all those games, and that's where we got to do a better job. There's probably instances that come up throughout the games are all a little bit different, but those, 1 or 2 plays that we've got to coach and play better that, we know will help us. And those are the moments that we got to perform better and we got to coach better.
All right, John, last question.
Matt, good afternoon. Appreciate the time. I just want to ask about a couple of the players, what your thought was about Okuda's performance, and then what you've been seeing lately from Jelani Tavai.
Yeah. I thought Jeff, I think he's improved every week. And really part of it has been kind of the, the technique and the fundamentals, things like that. But really now we're starting to get into a little bit more awareness, a little bit more game plan type plays, things that repeat throughout the course of the season, kind of trying to get his vision to open up a little bit more and see a bigger part of the field. Sometimes that's hard when you're a corner because you really see the game, I would call it outside in. And those are things that when offenses do give you different formations, you got to kind of absorb a little bit more. And I think that's part that he's done a good job of in game, really kind of picking some of that up where, I think that's some of the improvement that we've seen from him. And then Jelani, he's played a little bit more, a little bit inside, a little bit on the edge, but, I would say his football recognition is really good. We got to be a little bit more consistent in some of the things that, that he's doing out on the field, but he does a good job of communicating and kind of adjusting some of the different looks that we see. And, but in general, obviously coming out of a game like yesterday, everybody wants to play better and we just want to do better overall. But it's really what I would have to say about those 2 guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Go ahead and stay on the call. We're going to have the players on here within the next half hour or so.
Yep. Great. Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Coach.